and welcome. It's time for another Star Wars Shatterpoint battle report, and this time we're pulling out some janky lists. So, first off, if you listen to episode 2 of Coordinated Fire, the Canadian Shatterpoint podcast, Titus came up with this Thrawn Lando list where the episode's about Thrawn, but it feels like Thrawn's mostly there for his ability to refresh partway through the deck when a allied primary gets wounded, and he had Kallus in there, and everybody, Lando being rebel, Kallus rebel scoundrel, and being able to utilize Kallus's rerolls if you did end up with a bunch of force to kind of burn through. And but I felt that if no one's really Empire, then you're not really getting the full kit out of Thrawn. So I'm gonna go the Empire route and only just swapping out Kallus for Dengar. A little more force efficient, and yeah, Lando's going to be Empire, so he's going to be giving out that Empire tag to his fellow scoundrels. On the other side, we have, I have a 3-mirror event in June that I'm hopefully going to be TOing, and we like to do kind of side things, whether they're list building or in-game. Might be a bit of both, but part of my idea is to kind of come up with lists that have fairly low tag synergy, or maybe even like no shared tags, common tags between the squads. So one that I came up with, partially because I got Krennic and I want to get him on the table. Basically Krennic with his Death Troopers, and then Mace, Ahsoka, and ARF Troopers as kind of the Republic squad, and put those together. Thought about Mace as someone who provides a lot of force, because I want to be able to really test out Krennic, be able to use his abilities, and his squad has a lot of force abilities, so I want to be able to try them all out and not kind of be limited. So that's where I put that. Also, the other squad, the third squad, would be Luke, Sabine, help with the movement, and Lando and R2. And again, Luke can regenerate force, but we're getting more people who can do multiple attacks throughout the deck. Luke's got can do 2, just like Death Trooper as specialist. And then what could happen with Mace, but probably won't. But it's a fun interaction if it will happen. If I pull the Shatterpoint, Mace in Vipad could get a dash and 5 dice attack. And if he wounds someone, then that would give Krennic the opportunity to do a dash and 5 dice attack. And all of that would happen before I've even picked someone to use the Shatterpoint on. So, plus, good attack already, but more opportunities to kind of set off Krennic's ability with his dash and 5 dice attack to see what that can do. So the Thrawn Lando list has gotten priority. We're gonna try them out on shifting, or on Never Tell Me Odds, and Lando Thrawn does have kind of the disadvantage on deployment where their farther away point that they're not covering is active, so we'll see what they're gonna do about that. They're getting the Wingard first. I mean, that's not horrible. Because they could, one could come over this way and up. The other could go over there. We could cover both of those points to grab them. So that would be pretty good, actually. And they also have steadfast, which is nice. So, I mean, they cost one less to reserve already, even without Lando making them Galactic Empire. Yeah, I think we'll go with them. We'll do the move action first. Go. Oop. There. This one. Go over there. And up the ladder. And then they're gonna spend one to dash. So she's gonna go up this ladder. And then this one is going to go here. And yeah, this is the melee side. So, well, Mace isn't only melee anymore. But we'll do a take cover. And so he's going to kind of bump into this thing. Even more annoying to get him off that point. Same with him, just going to kind of bump a little closer. And we will get those 3 under our control. Those 2 will be under their control. And we'll pass it back. Ooh, we're starting off with a Shatterpoint. So, yeah, this is where... Alright, it's still the old card here. Mace can get a dash. This tag. So we're not gonna, if we do it, we're not gonna get the attack on this one. But I don't mind giving him the dash right now before he activates, because then he's more, then he's into the board and ready to take, kind of threaten some different points here. So we dash here. I probably don't have the distance to get over here, but anyway, more options, I guess. So that'll be him. And then we're going to activate with the Shatterpoint. Let's... I mean, do we just go with him? Thing is, we could dash here. Yeah, I think we might go with Mace. Because if we dash our arms, you could dash here. You could throw an attack either down at either of them. Let's see if we can actually jump across here. Oh, that's in the way. But other option. I wonder if we could dash over to here. No, that's not enough. Darn. Thought maybe with supporting fire, I would be able to. So dash at the start of his turn, throw his lightsaber, dash again, be able to get up over here, but it's not really looking like a possibility. So pretty much have to go for this one, which is also fine, but it'd be nice for him to be a little more in the middle here. I mean, unless, well, no, you get more, but I think you get more distance if you get him to the ingress point, yeah. But if I could dash, throw, yeah, that'll be close enough. I do still think we go with Mace. Try to push that guy off. So we do have, we could get into Jedi Master and get all the shoves, so he's gonna tell himself and the Arfs to dash. I think we're just gonna go this way. Engaged. Arfs are gonna pop up. I've also got a bunch of coordinate or supporting fire dash going on in this list. Both sets of supports. But he is going to flip. I mean, it's 6 either way. We could focus and throw, knowing that we're going to get the dash anyway. Well, the melee expertise is way better, though. So, and yeah, we do need the 2 shoves. So yeah, let's do the move. Move up to here. Sure, we're still in 5, but that should be pretty easy. Yep. And then, yeah, 6 dice. Into, if they're no longer hunkered, it'll be 5. All right. Need our overlay. Ooh, 2 expertise, 1 block, so 4 blocks. 2 hits, 2 expertise, so that'll get 2 crits for 3 damage, 2 shoves. 1 shove will get through. So we won't actually flip this point. We're going to dash and get kind of right up against him. Make sure we're staying engaged. And so yeah, no flip there, just 2 points. It's not an amazing mace turn. Maybe could have used some force for the extra dice, but I mean, yeah, they probably wouldn't have gone through anyway, unless I got crits. So, alright. Thrawn and Lando. They're gonna get Bosk. It's Bosk somebody. Do I want to go with Bosk right now? You know what? Let's have Lando make Bosk a Galactic Empire. And then we'll reserve him for free. Pay one to reposition. I know we can reserve him for free as a bounty hunter with Dengar, but we want. I think I want to give him the reposition. So I can take him outside of 4. Yeah, why don't we keep him just within 4? Just in case Lando wants to give him the dash and any conditions he gets if we pull him and get shuffled back in. No, okay. Okay. Galactic Empire secondary or support gets to dash each character. So we've already made Bosk Galactic Empire character. But we could also give Han and Chewie each a dash. Because we pulled a new card, so we can give someone else the Galactic Empire tag as well. Yeah, we're gonna need to threaten one of these back points, I think. I mean, we could move him so that he's more solid on that point, but I want to be able to threaten this. So, yeah, let's make them Galactic Empire. And we'll dash them. Alright, and then we're getting the Shatterpoint. So who do we want to go with that? I mean, if we get a 4-point turn here, that would be pretty good. I almost want to send Bosk to go. Yeah, to go bomb them. Because who's within 2 at this point? They're both supposed to be, but it didn't quite work out. So yeah, if we could pick one of them to bomb, do damage to all 4 of them, and then try to shove him off, we could steal that point. So why not? I mean, we're Shatterpointing him when he's in reserve, but yeah. I mean, then if they do any damage to him without wounding him, he's just going to regenerate everything. So that would also be kind of cool. Okay, I like it. All right. Be aggressive. Bosk is going to move up. What's the range? It's range 5 on explosive ordnance. Okay. So that should work. Yeah, we could pick him, and then everyone's definitely within 2. I mean, it works either way. Yeah. Okay. And then, so we pay 1. Roll 5 attack dice. And they all take a damage or the expertise. 1 expertise, of course. Is it each character or each unit? Chosen character, each unit within 2. So, I guess because they're both in the same unit, I think they still only take 1. But there. It's 1 damage, 1 free damage to everybody. Then we get a dash. And that will not be engaged. So it'll be a shot, but that's 7 dice. Oops. Into Death Troopers. 5. And protection. Whoops. Straight for blocks. Crit. And 2 is 2, so yeah, 2 we're gonna get through. So 3 damage down to 2 and a shove. And so we're gonna take that. 4. All right, back to this side. And when they're getting the Death Troopers, so let's they could definitely just move up and take that from him. Like I said, doing an attack, he's just going to heal everything off, but yeah. But we can definitely get him shoved off between the 2 attacks. Heal them up a bit. So yeah, we can spend 1, dash, and focus. They got sharpshooter or anything? No, impact. They actually want to be in melee, so that's perfect. Okay. So they're gonna get 7 dice. And Bosk is going to have 4. For expertise for them, it's gonna be crit hit dash. And expertise for him, it's gonna be blocks. So 3 blocks. So all the hits are gonna be blocked, crit, and a dash getting through for disarm and damage. We're getting a dash. What should we do with that dash? I mean, we need them to stay here to flip the point. Need them both to stay here. Maybe we dash him at least a little more into the board. For supporting fire and whoop. And yeah, be able to threaten more things. So the other one's gonna shoot, or gonna hit him, same thing. Two is going to be 2 hits, so 4 minus 3, 1 through again. So disarm and a damage. That'll be 2 damage. So yeah, not great there. Not great. How easily is he? Yeah, he could definitely be shoved off that. Okay. Not a great turn for them, but it will flip the point for 2. And that will get us each a momentum. And so I think we go with Bosk again, because he could score us 4 points again. He can heal up everything. He doesn't need to use his ability. We don't want to be totally out of force. And yeah, so we'll get rid of everything. And then I'll basically just focus and shoot. Or focus and hit this Death Trooper. So it'll be 8 dice. Into 5 again. Oh no, it's 4 on melee. So that'll be 3. So I'll block all the hits. The expertise is getting 2. So we will get our 3 damage and a shove again. 3 down to 2. And a shove. How tempting is it to try to get a wound on him? You've got 2. If you roll 2 expertise, then you get the wound. But then he could spend 1 to not gain the momentum. Interesting. I mean, I feel like someone else can get that wound. I don't really want to be out of force yet. So we will simply... Oh no, we don't flip the point. What are you thinking? It's 1 to 1 here. Okay, well, let's do it. Come on, expertise. 2 expertise. That's what we need. It's 1 expertise. What's he doing there? Alright. 1, so. But it will do a damage to each of them again. Shoot. I did not think that through. So that will just get us 3. Doesn't flip it for us. But still, not horrible. So yeah. Back to them. Getting ARF troopers. So what do we do with them? definitely flip that one. I don't think they have the movement to do that. But between two attacks, maybe they could. Yeah, if I defense maneuver up here, shoot them twice, maybe get the wound. Then one of them could be at a lower elevation, but within range, and be able to flip that point for us. So yeah, I think we'll go with them. Spend a force. She's got to be within 3. I don't think that's going to work. So I don't know if he actually gets there. He definitely pops up. Let's see. Okay. Pretty easily as well. Yeah, did cost 1. Yeah, we marked that. They're hunkered though. And so they will get 7 days. Into 4 for range. Start with this guy into this guy. 1, 1, 1. Oh, also 1. Okay. So that would be 1 block. So crit and hit. So 2 will get us 2 damage, pin, and a shove. Do we follow up? Yeah, I guess, sure. Just into there. And this one. Yeah, I think in case we get the follow-up. It's not a range, dang. I was going to shoot that way, just that the follow-up movement would be in the right direction, but I guess we're shooting this guy again. So, same thing. And if we get the same results, that will work, because the pin will become a damage. Ooh, that's better. 2 blocks. And 6 results. So we're getting a full tree on this one. So 5 damage, pin, expose. So that's technically 6 damage. And the shove, which we don't, it doesn't go through because it's steadfast. So, do we need the follow-up? No, that'll be fine. Okay. So we won't take the follow-up either. They will just become wounded. And they're not bounty hunters or anything, so no revenge on that. And then we'll move. We don't even need to move down there. This guy will definitely move this way. This guy is within 2. Do we want him at the grand level? I think we want him at the higher elevation. So maybe we just move him forward a little bit. You can threaten other points, but still be within 2 of that. No, we needed to keep him there. Keep him in 2. Yeah. Okay. We'll leave him there. That'll flip both of those points, which will actually get us 4. Good turn for this side of the board. Let's see who's next. Hopefully Lando to refresh some force. It's Dengar though. Don't really need to spend force on Dengar's turn. He could dash and then climb, flip that, and then yeah, take a shot at the ARFs. Doesn't seem so bad. Yeah. So yeah, we're not using force anyway. I mean, he would be free to put into reserve, but well, whoever we draw next, we can make Galactic Empire and put them in reserve too. So if we're fishing for Lando, so we'll go with Dengar. He'll take his dash, go up, and then he'll climb. There, and take a shot. Is he within 5? Oh, he's not. So no protection. It is steadfast from the hunker, but we'll take a shot. So 4, well, it'll be 6. He's within, what is he? He's range 5. He's within 5 of, yes, no. Yep, he's just out today. Could have been. So I went straight forward from the climb here. No, I don't think I can get close enough. Let's see. Yeah, I could. Okay. Okay. Yeah, let's do that instead, because then we could actually flip that point too, which would be pretty cool. So 5. That will be into 5. Three blocks. Please tell me there's a crit. Ooh. Nope, 3 hits. Blocked by 3. Dang. Yep. All I needed was a crit. But he's better in melee. So Yeah, perfect block. Doesn't get the wound. Darn. Alright, well, we will flip that. And we'll get... Yeah, we'll get 2. So that's not great. Slipping away on us here. As we pass it back. Krennic. Gonna do... So you can give it a dash and 5 dice attack anywhere on the board. Or give them a hunker, that doesn't really matter. Let's see. So we're not going to be able to flip that, either of those really. So I guess we're kind of just bodying this up, but I mean, he can't really move very far, so if we're moving him onto this point to tie it, then we're probably... we could dash him there and up. Take a shot at Han and Chewie. See if we maybe hit like a pin or something. Yeah, get some damage and pin through maybe. That'd be not bad. Okay, so let's do that last though. Because we might attack boss depending how things go. So let's More dice. More damage. I think his defense is worse. No, his defense is actually better on high aspirations. I thought that was the other way around, but anyway. He can do 8 damage on that side. This side, he can do 6 potentially. Got a free active, but it's already free if I stay in arrogance anyway. But if you get 4 steps, wonder if I maybe should have started off in high aspiration and then go into arrogance. Anyway, because I think we want to be in arrogance to give him those extra dashes and attacks. So yeah, if we get a full tree, then we can always have him attack Bosk to try and finish him off. So let's move. Whoop, to here. We want to be as into the board as we can. This is going to be melee, which he doesn't exactly prefer, but maybe I should be doing, yeah. First time playing with Krennic, obviously. We're going to do the attack and then move. Yeah. That's what we're doing. 7 dice. Into... oh, he's got... no, he's full health. 3 expertise will get us 3 hits. Nice. So that's 5 results. And 2, so we're getting 3 down. If we do 3 damage and pin, then, well, no, he still had 5 left. They would need 4 steps. It's not likely on 5 days, but let's maybe take the bottom, do 3 and a shove. And follow up. Try to bump into his there. And then we'll move. And then we'll pay, or no, we won't pay a force because we're in arrogance, so it stays free. Dash to the ingress point. Up. Do a 5 dice attack into Han. They get 4 in range. 2 hits, 2 expertise. So 4 hits into 3 blocks. So 1 step. So damage and disarm. Which they don't really like to be disarmed, so that's okay. That'll be Krennic's turn. We get 3. And back to Thrawn, Lando, who are hoping that they get Lando. Get a battle tactic, which is an advance and a strain. Who could... yeah, no one's in position to steal anything. Under Shatterpoint yet. You know what? That would be interesting, though. We actually gave Lando the advance. We're hoping it's going to be his turn soon. We're going to be kind of fishing for his card. But we're also planning to put it back in the deck, so 3 cards left. It's gonna be Shatterpoint, Thrawn, or Lando. Thrawn can pay a force for a reposition, but if he has force on his turn, though I wonder if I reposition him here, takes a move. Well, yeah, Hulker's not going to be enough to get in there. What if... That's interesting. Well, there's no force for their turn either. Well, yeah, Han and Chewie hasn't gone yet. Do I have 3 cards left? Did the Shatterpoint happen? Oh yeah, I Shatterpointed Bosk. So it's Han and Chewie, Thrawn, or Lando. So if we get Lando next, we could get Force, which would allow us to use, or we get 2 Force. And then we could be using Han and Chewie's stuff, so let's, I think we give him a reposition. So if this all works, we can move, dash, be in range of that. He could move and reposition and steal that, which would be pretty cool. So stay out of engagement with him. Yeah, so we'll give them a strain. We got lots of health anyway. And then we'll hope that Lando is next, and he is. Nice. Okay, so he's gonna take and expose, and he's going to be right, she's shuffling back, so we might get him again. But we refresh 2 Force. Han and Chewie, there we go. Yes. That said, we basically could have 3 people being Galactic Empire at this point. So reserve would have been free as well. Okay, Han and Chewie, they're gonna make their big move, so we're gonna move. He's gonna move. And let's see. Okay, that sets that off. We're going to do the, let's see. Enemy gets to dash. If they're no longer engaged, they get disarm. If they are engaged, they get expose. So yeah, we could do that first. Let's see. Oops, 2. Oh yeah, we can get a range. Nice. Okay. 7. Whoa, what's happening here? Come on, seriously? There we go. He was like there. Okay. So they're gonna get dash. Krennic's gonna get a dash. This point is being stolen anyway. So do we actually use that to move into the board? We could threaten that point. If Death Trooper Specialist gets a wound. But the wound is probably going to be bossed, so we kind of want the numbers on that. So yeah, you know what? We'll stay where we are, take the expose. Okay, so Chewie's gonna throw his shot into Arf. It's gonna be disarmed at 7 dice. And they'll be rolling 6. I think. Ooh, 2 expertise, that'll be 1 block. 5. This is disarmed, so 5. This one, so we'll get 4. Okay, we could do some healing, that would be nice. Really need to shove. So, yeah, I think we take the bottom. Do 4 damage, disarm, and 2 heals. We're getting rid of the disarm from the shot. Heal twice. And then Han is going to shoot, or I guess hit Krennic. 7. And expose with 5 dice. Expertise. This is a melee. That will get us a crit and a hit. So 4 crits and 3 hits. 7 results minus 1. That'll be a full tree. Do you want to do the shoves, or we'll do more damage on the top? 5. Pin strain. Just not gonna like that. 5 pin strain. Loses expose. Now he's got 2 health left. And it's strained, so if he decides to use his reactive ability, he will become wounded. Nice. We get 2 shoves. Might as well push him back as well. Yeah, we'll move on. Okay. So then we do boring conversation anyway. Spend a force. Get a reposition, which will take us up the ladder and grab that point. Flip that and that. Not that one, but we will get 4. So that is a pretty good turn again. Stars aligned on that one. So back to Mace and Krennic, who have barely spent any force. But here comes Death Trooper Specialist. So at start, he's going to get a dash and either give a strain or a pin to an enemy within 3. So dash, And we'll give a strain to Bosk, that way he can't heal. What's there? So you got Imperial Brutality. This unit or an allied Galactic Empire supporting unit. So I could get him to dash, possibly in range at this point. Yep. So that's happening. And if one or more characters in that unit are engaged, then basically they both become exposed. They're not going to be engaged, but they're not strained or anything. Yeah, okay. So that'll steal that point for us. We need to basically wound or push Bosk off. So we'll do the attack into Bosk. 7 dice melee. 4. 3 and 2. It's going to be 5 minus 2, so 3 results. So 3 damage and expose. I think we'll get the wound. Does the second attack have to be someone else? Yeah, different enemy unit. Otherwise, I would try to take the heals to get rid of the strain and pin on Krennic. But yeah, I think we just do the one shot. Not the one shot, but get the wound. 5 damage, expose, wound, momentum. And no shoves, I guess. No response to the wound. Well, let's see out here. Because, yeah, if we do stand here amidst my achievement, he'll become wounded. If he doesn't get a heal. But that's 4 steps, so that's probably not happening. So yeah, I don't think we can afford to do that. We can have him do a second attack, so we'll pay him for that. 5 dice, a different person, so we'll shoot, or we'll hit Chewie or Han. And that'll be also 5 in melee. Ooh. 1 is 2 hits, so 3 hits and a crit. 3 hits are going to block, so a crit. Shove's not going to do much, so let's do the 2 damage. And so we will flip that and that. And get 3. Alright. Lando. Give him another condition. He could go take that back pretty easily. We could get him again. Yeah, I think for the sake of refreshing the force. Thrawn's not going to do much on this side of the board, but yeah, we could always reserve him. So, okay. So that will take a strain, then shuffle back in. See who we get. We get Lando again. So we do have to go with him. He doesn't really have anyone within 4 to give his conditions to. So he's going to take the dash, which is going to set off the strain, but we're okay with that. 2, 3. And then we're going to, you might even just focus an attack. Yeah, we'll either wound or at least definitely get shoves. I mean, we have to do 1 damage, well, 2 as a protection. So, yeah, I think we stay on the side though. I'll do 9 dice. Just seems a little excessive, actually. You know what? Why don't we recover? Yeah, let's recover and then. Strain's not going away. Okay. But we'll shoot with 8 dice. Five. Two is 2. And 2 for the Death Troopers will be 1, so 3. So yeah, just those 2 getting through. We'll do 2 shoves, 2 damage down to 1, which will get us the wound, which will get a momentum if Krennic lets them. Yeah, you know what? That's reactive ability. That would wound him. Yep, so I don't think we can do that. Yeah, I think I marked. Let's see. 1 wound. I think we landed on 0. The wound, so yeah. 1 more momentum. Oh, maybe not. Must have just marked it then. So we did land on 0, I think. Yeah. Okay. Hopefully I didn't double mark that momentum. And then, yeah, we did the recover. So yeah, that's his turn. We'll flip that. Oh yeah, 2 shoves. We're gonna do that. Gonna push him a bit away from. Oops. Away. The objective. If we kind of go this way, it should be fine. So yeah, that's Lando's turn. That. Yeah, those two, 2 to 1 there. So we are getting 3 points. And it's back to Mace Krennic, and we're getting Mace. Do with Mace. Do we want to hold on to Mace? Kind of need to take a point here. Yeah, we could switch spots. So Arf comes down. This Arf goes up there. Mace dashes here. Moves. Hopes to get 2 shoves through on his ranged attack in order to shove Dengar off, and then we get that point. Yep, I think that's the play there. So he will dash. Yeah, I don't think we take the ladder actually. More distance this way. No, we don't. Okay. Oops. A little bit back there. Arf. Comes up the ladder to here. This one comes down there. And then yeah, and then move. It's going to need to be within range 4. Throw, or what is it? Force blast. Here, so 6 dice. Into Dengar's 4. Two crits, nice. Expertise be 1. So 5 minus 2. Steadfast immune to pin. So 3 steps. Which will get us 4 damage, 2 shoves, and expose. Okay, so 4 expose, 2 shoves. 1 will get 3. Wait. Come on. Okay. Yeah, we want to actually end up engaged if we can. So he's still in. But we will get right up. Get him there. So it'll be 2 to 1. Get that. And do we flip now that it's about to be a new deck? Potentially get the Shatterpoint again. I think we will. Yeah, just for that dash and attack off with Hod. So we will get 1, 2, 3. There again. So it's really kind of a tie game at the moment. About to get Thrawn. So we have to get our double shoves. Have to be on this side. But ours has some damage, don't they? Yeah, they're 4 out of 8, so could definitely go wound the ARVs. Or just steal at this point. Unfortunately, we can't flip 2 of them. But which one do we want? There's more people in that area. I think there's only the one wing guard there. So I think we go over this way with Thrawn. So do move. And reposition. Oop. They won't be steadfast because of losing their hunker now. So I spent 1 for that. 3 dice. So on this side, it'll take 3 steps to wound. This side's also 3 steps to wound. You get a reposition. Doesn't super help us. So I think we just go melee versus ranged here, because I think we started on this side because we're going to flip into the more defensive side. So yeah, I'll just throw that 10 dice. Just 10 dice into the ARF here, who have lost their hunker. So we are getting 3 expertise. That's in melee. Crit hit pin. So 6 results -1 pin. So we're getting full tree on this. So we'll kind of take the top track. Do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And expose. And strain. So now they have every condition. Add momentum. And we did get a reposition. I wonder if we kind of come up here, then Ahsoka could easily take that. So yeah, let's move kind of around here though. So we can access the board a little bit better. Do we want to be a reposition away from stuff? Yeah, I'm gonna stay in the middle. Did I get a shove on that? Yeah. So yeah, I'll sit here. We'll take that for 3 again. And we will refresh, which means that that one force can be a condition. And she's probably going to try to get Chewie off. We put a condition on her. If we threw a condition on him, he'd be 1 away. I'm tempted to put a strain on her. Yeah, we'll do that. It's because then you gotta think about whether or not to recover or take the 3 damage. And yeah, we'll refresh. And yeah, 2 away, so getting close. Let's see what Ahsoka can do. She's going to give Mace a dash, which doesn't really matter. So we want to be sitting 2 to 1 here. So nothing really happening there. I think she will do the recover. We have 2 force, so we'll spend 1 to jump. And how many shoves did she have? 1 shove off the hop, but our shove angles are not actually great here. So you can't land on that. Oh, we could shove them that way. Okay. So if we jump up here, it's still not going to be great. We're going to need 2 shoves, I think. So our away angle is not going to be right there. But we need to be in melee, so. Okay. So we'll throw 7 dice. They don't have good defense on Chewie, so hopefully we can get something through. They do have 5. Or get enough through. They got 5 defense dice. We're rolling 3 expertise, which is 2 hits, which are going to be blocked by their 2 blocks. Okay. Yeah, that's not what we wanted. So that's probably lose the struggle on that. Aiming for an extra jump. I mean, why not, I guess? Just hop over him, be a little more into the board again. Do we get 1? No, we get 2. And that's gonna give both people a momentum again. So they're definitely winning on this activation, so and we'll refresh our force and our deck. Okay. So we're picking Dengar. So what is Dengar gonna do? He's there. I mean, I could just walk away from Mace. I know the center point isn't going to be active. I think we dash. We do have to be towards an enemy unit. So we dash. We want to be able to dash back up here. Maybe if we dash towards him. Let's do it properly. Toward the arc. Yeah, he'd dash this way and then climb up. So yeah, let's do that. We want to wound Krennic. I mean, he's kind of locked down with his conditions and stuff. Yeah, I think we just do boring turn with Dengar here. Dash. Climb. What's going on here? Is that really hitting? Just put him here. Just recover. Yeah, recover the expose. And we'll actually flip that. Don't matter. Get 4 points and take the struggle. And that. Oh, I've been looking at the who's challenging the odds. Secondary. Yeah, secondary did get a wound there, definitely. Probably for both sides, so. Oops, forgot about that. Okay, well, for priority, fail is R1. Look at that, we're getting the ARFs. Alright, so this move gonna be enough. I think, oof, yeah. All those conditions. Okay, so we'll wake them up. We will get rid of the pin, recover to get rid of the strain, and expose, because I don't think they're going to attack. They're not going to attack in this turn. Pay 2 to defensive maneuver. bunker, but they're gonna lose it in a second anyway. And then they're gonna climb. Be an annoying spot to push there. And come up in between there. And that will be their turn. They'll take that. And that. And that will remain unclaimed. We'll get 3 points. Back. Oop. Need to roll for party. Let's try to. Or here. Block. Okay. Is this guy. We're getting a battle tactic. Nice. Galactic Empire, supporting or secondary unit. So, Han and Chewie, they are not wounded. Is that gonna be enough? We just need to get them in range. Doesn't necessarily, yeah, that's not enough. There. You get them closer at least. So yeah, the other two are wounded. Dengar. Right, Dengar is in no man's land. I could dash him over here. But that doesn't really help me either. I think we start moving him over. We made them Galactic Empire, of course, for that. Shatterpoint. Okay. I mean, Wingard. Wingard could go over. He could come. Also, he has to be engaged, doesn't he? Impact. Okay. So he could dash and then climb. Hope to get shoves through on them. This one go over there, get the priority. Yeah, okay. So yeah, I think we might be Shatterpointing our Wingard here. Get them back in the game. It will cost 2. Which is the thing, isn't it? Yeah, cost 2. Which is so. Yeah, we'll do it anyway. At least make them have to take their points. this. Rather than just giving them this struggle. I mean, it might, whoa, what have you, might be the better play to just get set up for the next struggle, but I don't know. Could go either way here. Because they don't have a solid board position at the moment. So that was a climb for him. Advance. Oop. Is that actually going to get him in range? It does not. Well, he could get the reposition on his attack. Potentially. Hopefully. Yeah. Try to I guess with that, then we'd aim to shoot Krennic. Oops. So come over here. So we get the reposition anyway. And okay, let's start with whoops. Let's start with the attack in the arse, I think. 8 dice. Into 4. Yeah, this might be not good. And this is going to be less, so it's going to be 6 dice because it's a ranged attack. 2 in expertise. Good to hit. So blocking 2 basically. So we're getting 3 through, which we can get pin 2 damage and a reposition, so we can get that. Pin becomes a damage, so 3 damage. The wound. So now, because he's wounded, your concerns are hardly warranted. Will cost 3 down to 2 because he's in arrogance. I don't think that's worth it, so we'll let them take the momentum on that. We'll get the reposition and take the 2 points. Get another momentum for not crossing 0. And yeah, back to them. All right. So my recording software decided not to record for a little bit there. Point 4, 4. And then this side, we got the battle tactic for an advance, which we gave to Han and Chewie. Well, Han, he's just contesting this point, but a little more central. Reserve the wing guard, because they're going to come off the board next activation, and then now we're going with Thrawn. So Thrawn is going to pay a force to reposition, so he's contesting an active objective to get those extra 3 dice, and then probably just going to move afterwards, but we're going to take a shot at the ARF. And let's see. So that seems to have more damage. Yeah, heals aren't gonna do much. Oh, we could heal Chewie though. We've got 2 out of 8, so we need to do 6. And that would be 4 steps on this side. I have to be a full tree on this one. So yeah, I think we're doing this side. I think we get more results though as well. No, they're not. Yeah, because otherwise, like, 3 expertise is crit and pin instead of crit and hit. So stick on this side. 8 dice. 4. 5 hits, 2 blocks, so 3. I think I needed 4 for the wound, but maybe there's a condition in there. Condition is strain, so that's not going to do it. To do the reposition. Oh, then the recover's not going to do anything anyway. Hunker. No, we'll do the 5 and strain. So maybe someone can check a condition on them to wound them. Again, that extra health point, saving them on that. It's going to advance, but we're going to actually go here, so that we can threaten that point a little better. So, take 0 points on this, get momentum, pass it back. It's going to be the fail. That matters. Do we want to save Krennic's turn? Because he can move people around. Nice to get him. What sets of supports I've got? It'd be nice to be able to move them. We are low on force. And we have Mace in Vapod, so yeah, let's just go with them. Get rid of the strain. Anyone else that doesn't like to be pinned. Yeah, self-preservation is better defensively. So flip and do an attack. Might even hit a heal. Get rid of his strain. Okay, 8. Crit and 2 expertise is another crit and hit. So we're looking at 7 results minus 3. So 4 down the tree. I could get that activity off that. Or I could get a reposition. That's interesting too. Very interesting. Okay. Yeah, let's do 5. 5 damage. Heal off the strain. Get a reposition. And we will just shove him into the ship here. And then take a reposition over to the ladder. Central. And struggle. It is that one. Okay. So, interesting. I think we're definitely picking this one. Roll for priority. Fail. Just the one Thrawn has. It's a good thing he moved back there. Now the Wingguard could wake up. But I don't think they can actually take this point. So I think we're gonna have to see who is next. Who would we want though? I mean, I don't think we've gone with the Shatterpoint. Or no, we did, because the Wingguard, yeah. Thrawn can get over there. He's not digger. Doing a ton there. Aren't even great at shoving people off. That's the problem. But maybe we do go with them. Try to get this guy shoved off. Of course, they focus but don't have impact if they don't use the active ability. Okay. Yeah. I think we just go with them though. We at least get our 3 points. Start working on at least leaving one body there instead of 2. So he's gonna attack this guy, I think. So just wake up, get rid of disarm. It is an opportunity to probably wound the arch, so that's nice though. Okay. So we're rolling 7. Three and 3. So 5. -3 is 2 getting through, which does not get us a shove. Pin 2 damage down to 1. Alright. No dice there. And oh, did I look at the ARFs? Oh, they had 4. They had 4 as well. Same defense, so okay. Now we'll do the ARFs one. Just the same dice, so why did I clear them? And there we go. 2 blocks. Ooh, that's a good roll. 2 hits which will be blocked. So the 5 hits and crits will get through for full tree, which is what we wanted on the other attack. But yeah, we'll pin. Heal's not gonna matter. Even if I mean, unless I can reposition with them 2 of him. Might be possible. Okay, yeah. So reposition, then 2 of him, heal 1 damage, and we do a pin. So they already have a bunch of damage. So they're wounded. And then they still get that. We get this. And this for 3. And the wound. And then they evaporate. Oh, he's pinned. So that wouldn't work. Never mind. So give that back to Dengar. Alright. It's back. Priority is the fail, which is that one that Thrawn is on. Death Trooper Specialist, he is way not on that side of the board. So, I mean, he's going to be going probably for Lando at some point here. So, yeah, I think we got to hope for either Ahsoka or Mace. Arcs have already gone. So we'll throw him into reserve. Oops. I'll have to spend 1 though. And it is Mace. And he can give... You can give Ahsoka a dash. Dash and actually get her in range. Yes. Nice. He gets a dash. Jedi Master. So he gives us some force. We get the Shatterpoint. We will get 3 points. And each get a momentum. It's back to Lando Thrawn. Expertise, which is this one. Okay. Speaking of needing refresh, we get Lando, refresh 2, give him expose, then shuffle him back in. Bosk would have to wound them. Gotta do 6 through protection. Repositioning him is not going to help because he's wounded. So I think we have to activate him. Two for explosive ordnance first. Alright, so Bosk do his 7-day ranged attack into the Death Troopers. 4 and 2 expertise, which means it's a total of 6. But they're blocking 4. So that's not gonna do it. So yeah, just 2 through. I mean, you could get 3 damage and a shove, so we could shove this guy off. But that's only gonna tie the point, unfortunately. But a focus, 1 extra die would not have done it either. So it's gonna be 3 damage down to 2. Yeah. But we will take our move. I guess kind of do a climb up. We'll get the point, so that's it's not good for Thrawn. Lando. So that'll just be 1 point. Lando's point. Pass it back. And so yeah, the point they need to take is the one that Lando is on. Priority. Let's try that again. There we go. Expertise. It's that one again. So Death Trooper specialists could definitely go take that, I think. So we've got get to do a dash, which will get out of engagement. And then He does a strain or a pin, which a strain is enough to do the 10th damage on them. So they're wounded. Momentum. Technically, that means Krennic could do something too, but we only have 1 force left, so I don't think we want to do that. And then, so we got 2 left. Then we're going to do a move. Come up right beside him. And we'll do, I mean, I think either way, we're getting the Death Trooper to dash on with our Pure Brutality. But we could do the attack first, see what we do with Lando. He's exposed, 6 damage is all we need. So let's give it a shot. 7 dice in melee. He is rolling 5. So that is 3 expertise is going to get us a crit and a hit. So 2 and 3. Oh, that's another 0 blocks. Dice are not helping Thrawn Lando over here. So be 5 for a full tree. We need to do 5 damage. So we can't take the bottom. So I have to take the top. Re-expose, shove. How much is it? 7. Re-expose. And 1 shove, which probably isn't enough, but doesn't matter because he's wounded. Don't have to do the follow-up. It's another momentum, so that's 2 kills for Death Trooper Specialist. And so we're going to take that point either way. We have 4. What else is happening here? If we wanted to get greedy, we could throw a shot into Dengar. I think it's a 5 dice attack. Yeah. Yeah, 5 dice attack. I mean, you'd need to do 5 damage, which is 3 steps. But we could save that force. I think it's either Shatterpoint or, yeah, not Mace. Shatterpoint or Ahsoka. That's what it's going to be. So we could save a force for them. Yeah, we're already getting the 4 points. So let's not get greedy. 4 points, 2 momentum. Probably get a pretty good turn for him. And then pass it back, and we have Han and Chewie or Lando. Should roll for priority. Block. Just that point. Don't have steadfast or anything. Lando could take that point. We wanted to make them Galactic Empire and reserve them. He could, well, okay. He could pop up here. Be 2 to 1. Maybe get a kill on Death Troopers. And he could go over here. See if they're wounded, right? Yeah. He'd have oh no, as long as he's not engaged with Mace, he could potentially shove Ahsoka off. So either play would get 2 points. They're gonna get Ahsoka, or but they can't flip both of them. We might get some wounds out of this. Yeah, I think we will go with Han and Chewie. Then they're full health again. All I have to do is move and attack. The potential to get both points, so move them, pop them up. Where are Death Troopers at? Yeah, I need to do 4 damage on them. Well, no, it's gonna take him anyway. Take it either way. He goes. Oh, does he not quite make it? That would be. Whoa, what are you doing? Back up. Oops, come on. That would be an issue, wouldn't it? I think we moved him now. Okay. Yeah. Okay, I don't know if this is gonna work now. Ahsoka. Wow. Yeah, there's no way to. Darn, Thrawn's in the way, actually. I mean, maybe if I sit here and get 2 shoves, I can kind of take her place, so I think we'll have to do that. Push both. Push her as far this way as possible and forward, and then hopefully, yeah. Ooh, I'll have to go 2 shots. I like that. But he's gonna hit the Death Trooper 7. Hit 2, 4 in melee. 2, 2. Crit hit. Just 2 getting through. 3 damage and a shove. So 3 down to 2. And then the other attack into Ahsoka, which is 5. Okay. 6 results. minus 3, but minus 3 for 4 damage, 1 shove and pin. So I think we've lost this now. 4 pin shove. Because to get her off, I'm pretty sure we need. Oh, maybe not. Well, to get ourselves on is the problem. More so the problem. So if we put that parallel. Okay, yeah, it gets her off. Oops. But then, see, he has to go without bumping into Thrawn. Thrawn is the problem here. Oops. Into her. And then he's out. So we're sitting 1-to-1 on this point, which means it does not flip. This one does. So we only get 1 and a momentum, crossing 0, which means that Krennic Mace rolls for priority. It is that one. We're getting 3 points no matter what we do. Oops. And we're about to get the Shatterpoint, so that's GG for Krennic Mace. So quite a game there. I mean, admittedly janky lists. I do feel like, even though they lost, I feel like pairing, Lando with Thrawn is the best I've felt playing Lando, honestly. I haven't super liked him in other lists. Like I've often felt like I could have gotten the force I needed and a better activation out of a different 8-point primary in a lot of the lists I've made. But this is the first time I think that I've really used a list that utilizes his ability to give out tags, and specifically it's allowing everyone to be Galactic Empire, and then they're benefiting from all of Thrawn's stuff. And so Thrawn is able to give out of activation movement, which the bounty hunters and on Chewie they're lacking. I do think next time I would swap out the Wingguard because they are steadfast, which was nice while they were alive, but then they're their total inability basically to shove when I needed to. The shoves being on 3 and 4 instead of having a shove on 2 definitely made a difference in the plays. So I would probably swap them out for ISBs obviously the more you swap things for actual Galactic Empire stuff, the more optimized it's going to be again. But if we're just making one swap, I would say swap out Wingguard for ISBs. So, but I would try this list again. I think it kind of lost steam once the ISBs were coming off the board there, but it was fun, and I like it. Kind of adds another level of with Thrawn, you're already kind of using your free reserves to dig for, battle tactics and stuff like that. But then you add the next level of like, okay, now if Lando comes up, then I can shuffle him back in and get more force, and it allowed that timing to be better too, because like there were times where I pick someone and I'm like, okay, I don't have the force to really do much with them, so I'm gonna use the free reserve, and then hopefully be getting Lando um, in the next card or two in order to get that refresh so that I can actually do everything I want to with the turns. So I did like that interaction. I guess Lando got wounded and I missed the potential to refresh my deck. I don't think that would have made a big difference though. Because, yeah, I mean, it was Han and Chewie who could have made a decent play there, and then Lando who could have gotten that point for me. So um, I don't know that refreshing my deck would have been great. I mean, I could have. I mean, I only had one force to be giving out conditions or taking them off and stuff. But going over to the other side, this team definitely had a slow start. I mean, losing struggle one pretty quickly. You definitely feel the lack of cross synergy, which I mean was the point of the list building exercise that I'm testing for an event. But yeah, once I was impressed with Krennic's squad once he got going. Like, I mean, I know Krennic got pinned and strained immediately, and then was really not able to use his reactive abilities and stuff like that. So hopefully try him again, and where that doesn't happen. But Death Trooper Specialist, I was definitely like on paper comparing him to Death Trooper Escort. I was like, okay, what's this guy bringing that Death Trooper Escort isn't with 1 point down? But he does have, like, it's an active ability, but he does have the ability to move a Galactic Empire supporting unit from anywhere on the board, which is very good. I mean, it's an active. The tactic you have to use on him to get a dash, but so it's kind of a scrambling of the abilities instead of the tactic giving out a dash to supporting unit. Then, which can be repositions, so that is strong as well. But giving those conditions, like he's throwing conditions around, he's got solid attacks, and you get to potentially do 2. He's immune to pin. He's still got that protection. I think he's 1 less health, but his activations were definitely solid, and yeah, very very reliable. And I think they do pair well with Krennic, giving him lots of opportunities to potentially do his dash and 5 dice attack again if he wasn't pinned and strained. But yeah, definitely enabling that. And Death Troopers, I mean, the supporting fire dash came up a couple times, but I wasn't spamming that as much as I expected to, I would say, given that both supports had supporting fire. But it is the more spread out map with Never Tell Me the Odds. So but they were pretty solid. I feel like I expected a little more out of their tree, but I think they did a pretty good job. I mean, they had 2 supporting fire, 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 2 supporting fire they do have the shove on 2. Yeah, if you get to that 3rd step, then that's when you finally get 2 damage. But when it's Death Troopers, I guess, I don't know, there's just some expectation that they're going to be a little more offensive in comparison, especially to the Shore Troopers, who are their abilities kind of align with being a little more defensive. But a decent, like a solid for cost unit for sure. They don't have to take the damage to get their tactical advance, focus, and then protection and impact. I mean, the protection definitely played a factor there. 7 health, but it took like 2 or 3 attacks to bring them down with this list. So didn't really utilize the cover either, but yeah, I definitely need to give this squad a chance with a complementary Empire squad and really see their potential. But I hope you enjoyed that. A little bit more creative list building, not quite so optimized and thematic, but gave it a run, and I hope you enjoyed it. And look out for more. Check out my Patreon if you're interested in supporting the channel. Got a couple different tiers set up, and I will see you next time.